A few years ago, I decided to produce a film and tour to show the fact that the entire North American continent is contaminated by radiation. This is because I want to fundamentally change the global environmental destruction caused by radioactive contamination. We believe that the catalyst for this change was the United States, which created nuclear weapons for the first time in human history. I was inspired by an incident that occurred 70 years ago, when tens of thousands of Japanese tuna fishermen were exposed to radiation as a result of a hydrogen bomb test conducted in the Pacific Ocean. While investigating their SUF airing, I obtained a classified document from the U.S. Atomic Energy Commission. It showed that the entire continental United States had been contaminated by radiation from their own hydrogen bomb tests. I also learned that the 101 atomic bomb tests conducted in the U.S. had resulted in radioactive contamination. Surprisingly, this fact was not known to the American people. Japan was the country where 2 atomic bombs were dropped. The United States, on the other hand, dropped 101 atomic bombs in the name of testing, and it was our own government that dropped them. In the continental United States, 101 atmospheric nuclear tests and 828 underground nuclear tests were conducted. The main theme of the movie Silent Fallout is that in the 1960s, women who feared that their children were being exposed to radiation from nuclear tests scientifically proved that children were being exposed to radiation from nuclear tests, and President Kennedy learned of this in 1963. President Kennedy, who learned of this, declared the cessation of nuclear tests in the atmosphere in 1963. However, the American people know very little about the process that led to the declaration of the cessation of nuclear testing. This is the most significant event in American history. If the women had not taken action, if President Kennedy had not declared a halt to atmospheric nuclear testing, if the 828 underground nuclear tests had been conducted above ground, the continental United States would have been so heavily contaminated with radiation that it would have become an unlivable place for human beings. Who are these nuclear weapons for, obtained in exchange for the health and lives of the American people? I decided to make the film and travel to the United States to ask that question. I want people to think about nuclear weapons again after knowing the facts.